Mfali Federa. You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa.
Assalamu alaikum badil melalu ngali konto ngali bismillah Bitilo yangal nal badi malam Mfali Federa ngali konto bi arjumo December karotili lulo la benyin sango men kono konda daka ki nyamen jumalung wara lungolum fawa ni natali nyin tri saban kono kamenke jang Bitilo to ngalunta wala sori jang luntam bunyari mba luntam me alon ko atoma nukun gambe banko kam e ka fay ko Alhajie Mamadi Kurang akira moti me alon ko ameta banku doko wala le asifa ni nga fanna jamalu ay mamango ke wala to ay doko ko fannal to bedun nawol be kono le ba kita modi me alon ko pour ka fo molie ate mum menti ay simfamenda saje mol sa fahami sa kalamuta nimbe naka cha kono kodo se koy maje Alhajie Mamadi Kurang mu gambe di wonati economy sole mati ninku mu mol men yalon ko mol me alon ko adabe mol kono le men na lundo lukata bankola fanko ni nafulo bunda tamanya la karola bari fanan kodo ni nafulo la kondo ni yiriko ko kafme ko accounting aw fanan karane me tubabol kafme ko chartered accountant wala fanan mate dabe wodabe ala dokol kono le melon ka wolle ke gambe banko kan ba Alhajie Mamadi Kurang nata ke modi fanan melon ko atele ye Jollof Tutors training center lonum wakera num karam bunda bati wadi sotta num komando gambe banko kan ay sembo soto num bake njigita ko hani biya be tamaka ne gambe banko kan bari nabe dunno kon labo be ko en laba sinandi la molie Alhajie nata ke modi fana melon ka do ko kenum Janneh Commission of Inquiry waketa do ko bundati president kuto president Adama Barrow nala mansa kunda wolle londi num birisi kutata num ka kiskiske kodo dunya na findi nyala president koto jambe bulu ala maralo kono gambe banko kan kodol dunta damento bankol nafulo ala offensive kodo ngo be dum pour kaji ko ay kondibo ndataji fanan ko nata dadum banko politiko kono anda keta modi me alon ko adabe molu kono le bi men ka kuma Gambia la kola asa wadna fo ngajo ka be kumala le pour naesi nga saba ko madomandi ngara simfale jibi ala baluwo kono nge domando man tama kana fo kabula Bitilo la mbe men kono den mbe kontan na mbe bismillah la Alhajie nsebula ni mole nyo konton kontan dro ko la dron sinabla kacha kono bismillah.
Yes, yo butung na brother Mfali, thank you very much for invitation o men kenna in your Bitilo program. Be content na bake pour ning ila listeners or ila followers na kacha ke kachandi about my life and my political, academic and professional life. So yeah, ketanye content kubati, you know, paske interview kakele mol kam moyle political kakacha, you know, maybe political kacha mol kawole moy bake ni watting, but politics is just something me along ko I joined last 4 years or 5 years. So, but then I've been doing a lot of things before I joined politics. Yeah.
Hello. Okay. All right. Abaraka bake Alhajie Kurang. Hello, Senator Bake. Lafta ndolfama wala fama yen nsula lafta niedun wala kono. Ka jibe kol mele alon ko wala ke kam bari kan lafta dron nga sabat nga dati damendo nga sabat ko malon nga kala mudal ko ibota kuran ko kudan sata wala do sate dima sate barka ma ndefo we chance to le ndata fu kudan ni manyina fa wonda telefon falla suba ko no je kudan sate ko no safu isafo moli mol men yalon koy malon imam ise kudan na ko fo mol men yalon koy malon ninga tra yela dindi yake woldo wuluta woldo safo molie wolata nyamen anim fanan mun kulu nyala karola mun kullel beje mo safo no menna ko wala yatinda fo Alhajie Mamadi Kurang keda Alhajie Mamadi Kurang bi.
Yeah, coming here for nyamen wuluta kudane nyamena Kudang, and Kudang is known for academics. Wala history menti niajibe in Kudang school of that stage very long time because tuwabol nata wato meng or tuwabol be Gambia rule ka wato meng model ko even before tuwabol established in Makati as the headquarters of the South Bank. Kudang was the base where the commissioner responsible for the South Bank was based. So therefore, Kudang Primary School, according to sources, since around 1934 or before that, which is very close to almost 90 to 100 years ago, the colonialists established the primary school in Kudang. So because of that, in those days, Kudang was maybe one of the few villages in the South Bank. You can say from Brikama to up to Base, one of the few villages that have a primary school. So therefore, Western education, took a stronghold there in a very long time. Tuwam Karang, lota je junale. Obviously, Janning Tuwam Karang kana, Mori Karang fanam bijele, Daras and so on. But Kabrin Tuwawol nata a primary school yele, and Manke Akira Kutime alonko Sate Molmang resist, because Niaje Kudang was a regional administrative center even before the Tuabs came or so. The history of Kudang says that my family, the Seidi Kurangs, were the first to settle in Kudang. And that was maybe 200 to 300 years ago. And when they settled, the other people came. So it's been an administrative center. My great-great-grandfather was said to be one of the first chiefs of Nyamina. So obviously, Kabiring Ateleketa still follow TJ. And so therefore, coming to Awol Nata, it was very easy Kudang to be an administrative center because the Isafono Nyadile, the balances of power, it was already a political village, before the colonial administration. So when the colonials came, it was easy to establish contact with my family and then my mother's family and others. So the Kurangs were already established, and then Kabirin Tuabu Karanganata Fanang Kudankol Mang are reject. They accept with open arms, and I think they understand. Dola family, the Sedi Kurangs come from Futa Torah, with a base in Arabic or Islamic education, Arab Karang la Karola. So, but generally, in some form, all Kudangol Mang reject Western education. So I embraced them with open hands. More than almost 100 years ago. So, it was just a primary school, I think, and then there was Armitage also. A lot of people went to Kudang, Armitage in the early days. I'm sure you heard about people like Sirif Sekuba Sise, who is my grandfather on my maternal side. So, Ntolbe Gurola Watomeng, in the 1970s, it was already a standard. Otumo amunta tuau karang alota le foka pare. So ibajalan tola dindi wado is very easy. Puria foeko foemaje. Look at Dr. So and so. Look at Shirif Sekou Asise. Look at Dr. L.J. Marena. L.J. Marena, telemu Dr. Lam J. Marena. Ikafoko one of the first PhDs in the Gambia, and he was supposed to be, according to the history, I read it in the PPP. One of the people may along identify before Jawara, and then even he said he's an academic and not a politician. I'm a Komala Silo Manke Politigora Silo Mukarang. So coming Kakumo Suti and the Drong, Kudamudlal Time Alonko, Tuabu Karang Meta Jele. So Grola Wato Meng already Otmo Isafono role models Bijele already. Well, before I was born, Janintel Gawulu Molye PhD sotole in Kudang in the 60s. So, and Dolketa, some have become ministers already. If Janintel Gawulu Fang Otmo Modol Keta minister Tijele, some have become economists and some have become doctors, and some have Dolketa PhD. So, among Kolea Mbamanyolo and our uncles, Nibe motivate la, Purka Foeko, Iman kari
ibarin
jaba.
kari
Ibarin kari,
kunda.
Ifandima Kari is a doctor. Ibarin Kari is a doctor. You know, Imama is a minister. You know,
Lafa kana wole famaro. Sorry for coming in because ngajila fananko in the 1980s thereabout, Karamola Karola itunata bojele based on ngamen kalamuda. You were one of the top performers at one point, I think, at the national level. So how did that academic success come about? Coming ngalone ya dumandungo sataloko al natale al yatara o chosano be lari inin kumu mo safo fang. Bari mune be je me alonko wole ye wakilo dutero. For laba wala ala nati de ma kaje ko de inata ke molti mene alonko ik findita nyaton ko ala karala wo common entrance watol konani exam ko tamol men sortano.
Yeah, coming up for nyameng. Ni grow up ta ibe ulla wato me warante nyabe fanula wato me. Yaje ko mo jamal ila family kono. Ide already he succeed tale karanga karola. And there's also some myths around. Myth male ka fo nyadile maninga gado. But come ika taling cool mo ile me ka fo ko kudanding na wulta drong. Na hana fundita kudan na tata karang nyini na kebale duakele. Kebale duakele ko na tata karang nyini na tata karane nyini anyanta sotolale. So nte kabinga primary school kiye because it's a local environment. Now parents decided to send me to my uncle in the Combos. To kurai ayan sambam barimaya purunga high school ke. Yeah, purunga high school ke. But before that, na primary school come number my sambas to St. Mary's Primary School Banjul. Purunga na primary school nga complete wallet. Then Kabringa na primary school complete, then I passed in Tata St. Augustine. I choose St. Augustine. The St. Augustine also, because Kudang is maybe every family, some families go to, there were only two options maybe, basically. Family dol bije wal kata Amitage, and family dol bije wal they are focused on St. Augustine. So, my two uncles, na maternal side, na maternal and my paternal side, na merola, bala nimfalala, mbama doma, mbembulu, ate tata St. Augustine ne kafai balang sise, mfama doma fanang, Dr. Kurang, ate fanang tata St. Augustine ne. So, when it comes to time, purunga choose where to go, it was very easy because it almost flow bay. It may have St. Augustine, so we want you to go to St. Augustine. So St. Augustine was what more St. Augustine Wolamuntola family la line Wolamuntola family tradition already. Some families maybe they prefer Armitage. So what more St. Augustine choose? That is St. Augustine High School. So mbe na Uncle Bull mbe St. Augustine High School nga O levels ke 1989. And I was lucky because na uncle ya kabimbe na uncle ya ni bota na mbolo ko inata ikaitandila ko you have to succeed, you have to study and you have to succeed. So na time obe na uncle ya among nga be spend on preparing for my common entrance pass, and then coming for St. Augustine fanang is just study because ila role models. Ika mol men jibe nin kumi ke fan suma mol men na melbo de la sadoro foi balala foi falala wali ya make le, so it among any excuse sort of already not to make it. So that gave me fire, and Kabringa O level ke in 1989 I was lucky. I came on top of the school St. Augustine. I got an aggregate distinction yes, Nanga Foster in St. Augustine, and also in the Gambia throughout. I came. The results was number 3. Yeah, was number 3, and I remember in those days, Ning country we have Gambia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, I think Liberia and Nigeria. So they have this regional award. Me alonko every country ka jibele the best 3 results. So why award ceremony like that award ceremony every banku more the first 3 more first May first anime second anime third. So in that year nga fonko soto nga West African Examination Council in regional award me alonko banku all these 5 countries also Melee first, second, third, they gave them a regional prize. So I was lucky to get that. My family was there. Patana Bala Carola, Fala Carola, attend, and a prize you received from the.
What's that no mindole? Ya di mindole.
That in that year, luckily for us, Yake in Gambia, Kairaba Avenue was Kairaba Hotel, Kairaba Beach Hotel. What more? Abekutayaring. It was a new hotel. So why get choose? So the other candidates bottom from Ghana, maybe Sierra Leone, and then they came. In somebody and told me Gambia young 3 of us. So a prize holding for us the national or regional awards.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that must have been Wobunyani Horomose Waranu was Samala Sakofonga Yafanyami hotel Kotaki. So
yeah, it was something because coming from the village and completing primary school, Yenela High School Fanankijang. Towards the end of my high school, moved to Banjul with my brothers, because now brothers PJ and my cousin. So close Tobacco Road is close to the school. So that I can easily go to school and access. Yeah. So and to get the results that time for me and it was more like natural to me because I'm concentrated on my studies, getting my notes, perfecting my subjects, subject perfect. And kabri results funjida, I'm surprised because now kabringa exam I'm confident yes, I'm gonna do well. But coming abekela top of the school, more expect. Or third in the Gambia also more fanang expect, but kabran afundira fanang I'm surprised. Yes, at that time.
Thank you very much, Alhajie Mamadi Kurang. I think wasaniata bakele simfalumentada dindi yala karola kana foka bula bari ngaje ko biri wo botala inata ta karal lafala dulalto men ko Malaysia ani dula ko ngolto ngaje murdana so lafa nga sabangata nga sabanyata demanding biri ngaje ta karal lafala e murdana e do ko dati gambe banko kan bari yedo ko ke ngamira bank biri bota woto inata e fansung doku bunda ele ka fme ko Jollof Tutors so lafa nga dati woloto safo isafo moli mone atinna ye karam bunda ele memba ko Jollof Tutors munum do karam bunda de malon ka to bota num bake wati sodata num jam ni memmanta Jollof Tutors e ka fola ko hani e wara ni memmantano tubabu du karam wala jamal beje Jollof Tutors lekafo so lafa ke nyini ngamena mune jenum meyat nanu faje ko abe kumala le pour ye karam bundale memba ko Jollof Tutors ani hamomunu menti bire Jollof Tutors yele banko la karam bundaye.
Yeah, Jollof la history yalang mola baluwo kono kay kodol bije amunta ika jele don ke fanja kono kalon ko mu ala talla fana ke quality kun faya kunneti because covering mbota Gambia tada Malaysia nga scholarship le sotonu under the government Commonwealth scholarship with the Malaysian government because nga A levels ke I apply and then no scholarship ni soto so ndara je best enrolled for studying economics and but kabimbe na story la nga realize ko economics is an academic subject and maybe I need to also train myself nyantam fan train na punga ke accountant also side by side. Most people they would just choose either as an economist or as an accountant But then I was very ambitious. So being a commercial student, maybe I should do both. And economics degree at the university. Then nil after chartered accountancy to qualify as an accountant, or is a professional course from university bukoke. So nyanta study that on my own, and then maybe enroll with some small private class here and there outside the university. So in Malaysia, sometimes I'm studying economics at the International Islamic University, but outside the university to prepare for exam on the chartered accountancy. So okay, privately, maybe I have scholarship bembulu fanang, then ninga kodo save, ngamen save nga use to pay for my private accountancy course ninjo. But degree in bank 1996 bachelor's in economics, but the professional accountancy in more first level and towards the end of my final year second level. So nyantanala Gambia to continue to find a work purunga doko nyini and na professional accountancy training in fanang continue. Overnight, it needs a lot of discipline because Wotumo Gambia young need after chartered accountancy training most people katanu UK Angleterre mol kata wol to complete je, but because me university what meng ngam prepare ta kamale, so kabrin nata Gambia kumata I'll just sit at home ninjita do kola and do my studies by correspondence. So ngake by correspondence comme ye examo kinang kaitol kinang ngata way bukol kinyana nga bukol sang on post online. What more internet is not that there, but tinka nil after bukol sana from England ika postage like postal order or bank draft. So ya key to the publisher in England, then you pay. You bukol kinang. Nil after example and you prepare a draft or postal order. Yeah, kinang. So nga prepared and then I managed to complete na professional accounting in 1999. So kabringo get chartered accountant that what mombe do call a bank lenak. But kabringo Malaysia wato meng ngaje ko nga exposed to the two systems, academic university and professional outside university. So nga ntangata school mentor in the professional schools, maybe outside. They are not university, they are just private colleges. Nga observe, nga jibe organize rinyameng how they do their lectures and how they manage. So you kake student or let me along they finish university or the university gang and il after professional course kela along the side. So nga observe, nga school you observe, nga jibe how they organize their professional training. So I keep at the back of my mind that this is something me along kasi happen no Gambia. Then coming out of Gambia, among professional school, maybe MDI da professional training but it all found mostly is AAT, which is technician. So I decide ko Gambia do call a bank that nga idea in sort of there is something that you can do. Kamol train very along ko either they do academics ilafta sound nakata professional waranto ilafti bota high school ilafta tala straight to professional ofananga kenol professional accounting. So nata kabingo ideas so to mo bedo ko la bank le already nga discuss with some of my friends na colleagues from Malaysia, and we said okay, this is something you can start, but yalong ko somebody have to bell the cat. Anyway, Datila also. Yeah. Then, of course, my bank and Manalabang Bank, because I was an auditor at the bank, and I raised audit issues, and then Yalong Gambia when you start raising issues, sometimes you can face challenges. So I was suspended from the bank, but I already graduated already, and a professional qualification sort of. I was a chartered accountant already. So I decided go, what idea memba mirakang, maybe now is the time to do it. Either I go look for another job in another place, or let me start something it can have an impact. And as a more impact knowledge in the country. So, no, I'm not going to find a job because looking for a job is just like, sitting in an office and being confined. But I have an inspiration, idea sort of which I think is more inspire knowledge, to do something. Jani Wofanang, there is a history to my teaching. Jani kage teacher di, nga teaching that since when I come in St. Augustine high school, which is very unusual because no results kabete alenung, besterin to Wako. So molke dingil natinye, ikafonye ko lafta in karande. So nkal launch sort of in my high school. I was teaching people nkam dinding assist ka launch molkam mako ka launch dinner in the neighborhood. Then Kabindara University Fanang, my colleagues, accounting was very easy for me and the calculation and so on. So Nkamo Jamale Makwe on the sites, with tutorial with their homeworks and so on. And Malaysia is like very funny because they need Malaysia system on Hanalbe class, Musolka sitting and Keole sitting. So sometimes after class nka musol karandi, but nibe sungudol karandi like always keol nyanta tarla jele. So nka na friend katanyola, then the girls will come and then I will teach them what I have to teach them, and then that is after class. Then they will go back to their dormitories. So okay, but so kabrimba bolmboda university nata nga realize go maybe I have a talent in
teaching.
Explain more and they appreciate it and understand it very quickly. So now discover I think I have a calling. Maybe ale fende dina me alonko nyanta use lale. Ako nyemuno modinga ninga karandiro dal ngajele ko abentole andung ngala patient sodole nim nga explain mo ninga fem explain mo fana aka easy le pura Maria understand. So what ngana friends discuss. Mambure was there, Yankuba was one of my friends, Sanusi was there, and Ka was there. I ideas sell to them, and they also agreed with it, but obviously some of them they don't have much time. Babukar Koma was also there at the Ministry of Finance. So nga program project onying kabrim boda Islamic Bank nga start at the Kanifing Estate Community Center. But investing Kanifing, I wasn't even married or something. Investing Kanifing with my uncle. So, but yalong St. Augustine muhead boy Latino, and Islamic University also, Gambia University, Malaysia. I was a student union president. So I have this rapport, sort of with youths. So Kabinata Kanifing. After my graduation, now I joined the Kanifing Youth Development Association. So mbe youth work la. Then ngaje ko okay. So saying you have this ACCA and you love teaching, and here are the youths. You are part of the youth movement. So why don't you connect all these three and start something? So what? Yes. So nga youth all invite in the neighborhood. Go look alna. I know how to teach accounting. I'm an ACCA, and just for fun, I will teach you people free. Maybe high school and they want to do accounting, I'll teach them free. Maybe high school bank and they after accounting, Kalambe teach them free. So nganyim project start in Kanifing Community Center. So that community center, and then just because out within the center, bring some chairs and so on. So nga youth all invite now, it's looking like a joke at that time. So go youth all, what do you want? I'll teach you ACCA. I'll teach you professional accounting, because Ngaloneko is a correspondent course. You can do it privately. So then I start with 1, 2, 3 youths. They find it interesting. 4, 5, 6 youths. The community center still. And I remember the mayor at that time. The mayor was like Conte. So youths dolbijeni like Conte Dokuola, Silla and Omar and others. So it had like Conte, a guy go, oh, we have an education program. Somebody is teaching the youths accounting. He's helping the young people accounting. So after him, siround sotonung because otumon kasi role koto. You know, then it are a serial organized now from KMC with like Conte. So nga serial nati at the community youth center, and then like Conte gave us another room there at the youth center. Yeah, so nga serial in the youth center, then now it's like a classroom. And then we bring the board also. That was in 2000, about 25 years ago. So nga nati, then more youths invite. More youths came, 1, 2, 3. It went up to about 50 youths. Yeah, wow. About 50 or 70 youth. Youths are coming, friends, mostly friends and friends of friends. Dol bije maybe relatives la wati, dol bije maybe will be staring kanifin je fane within the community. So we went about 70 youth. The classroom becomes small. Yeah, the classroom after classroom in nata doyale. So I realized, but this thing, okay, now maybe we started with free. I get free let it follow. Then coming free, but again, okay, 2 subjects, 3 subjects, maybe each subject pay 500. Then I class obita come for increase can go. Okay, so maybe now we need to formalize it. So Otumole Youth Center that are on Kairaba Avenue. I remember the day we were going to the youth center, from the youth center to the Kairaba Avenue. We told the student, Momo ela sirang, la sirana, ena Kairaba Avenue. Everybody pick up their chair, and then we went to Kairaba Avenue in 2000 or 2001. And then that's how Jollof Tutors started.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
it was called journey, Jollof Tutors, but the name Jollof. I have to, covering a project on start. Nyanta to dilala. So mira kam ko memun to sivale dilala. Okay. Maybe at that time back way man sort of back here, but we have this thing naps. Mobe everybody is like Damabuga by Jolof, Damabuga by Jangi Jolof nehud. So all after it was almost like a culture. Culture Latinum coming youthful feel any high school bang. What more UTG from man grow up? Maybe the university extension program le begin. So most of the youths Kalafi travel la. So Kumata, what we are going to do is to counter this culture of traveling. So and put that concept, no concept from Koti into this learning. So okay. Bao youthful kafole ko jangi Jolof nehut. Say anga ke Jollof Tutors. Kaita ni mola ko there is a course, is an international course, accounting, ACCA, and Nisita in Jollof here, they can do it. So that argument, Jollof Tutors is meant to counter a culture that was coming up at that time. For example, now, if I am to come up again and start something, it will have to counter the backway culture. So, Jollof start to counter the culture kafoko mote karan nola Gambia, ete karan nola Gambia. So no, iba make nola Gambia. And well, now I'm very happy. I see every day nkamol jele meli alonko they came there, they started there, and now they are very successful.
Definitely coming up nyaming, ya katabakele with Jollof Tutors. Ning nganya kulbeje nga manage Gambia la kuro sako Gambia la karola. Nsafufanko, Jollof Tutors is one of them, to be honest. And then, listening to you, kela moi kanyun kulu be sata be yelmata nyameng. Ngamera memfana senada je wala mo ila hakilo la yurwati. Akam doko ika miro le dundi nyim kuolto simfal de menalon ko kawalelta. Very impressive indeed. So lafa ke nyininga mena because lafta le nga nata nga dum kodolto. Ni si da bi yekoma fele. In terms of Yurwa Kolu, many along ni sita, ke Jusula, Jollof Tutors da Kodo. Obekela monete, ni so for Molino, Sutiacono, and it's for Mole for Jollof Tutors by Yeller and Hanibi Bang, for Alafam Fire Matele, Abakobe Alhalo Menyama. But it's for Mole ala impact in terms of Jusula Kol Ninyabo Kol Nimbi Sita Koma Fele.
Yeah, they came Ninga Mira Jollof la. For the past 25 years, alhamdulillah, because ndeta kenola asembo telna afero tenna and aflo tembulu, puruka 10,000, 20,000, 25,000 young people purke la life affect wanyama. Nena ma seeing a plan, but aketale. Na Jolof ninga mira la saimba for the main impact all maybe two things. Number one, Jolof is like aboloko Jolof mu revolutionary, because may concentrate la Jolof ka water me water nga ndoko ke bank for about 2 to 3 years. Kabrim bota bank and we bola bank nyameng ni hamole benna ko I was an auditor and I was trying to make katakanka system or challenge. And therefore, nimbe duna education nyanta molle makoela kurkaje ko wolfanal yeta a system or challenge one day. So and there are we've achieved that in 2 ways. Because we focused menka wolom on professional accounting at the beginning for almost 10 years, professional accounting. And say niaje so many ibita officer to Gambia jay Jollof product tarlaje amansia you go to University of the Anitara University of the Gambia bajela ko molbe teaching naje they started with Jollof and near professional life jibe fang bi nimbe the case of Modu Sise and the president Nimba Wachkang yes Modu Sise the auditor general. I remember, in around 2004, to take Jollof to another level. Okay, now student will Jamal be Kabonam from grade 12. But I left a student will attract from degree from the university, like myself, not own, because there was a university in Malaysia. Then I went into professional education. So I left off on a University of the Gambia student to attract them for two reasons. Number one, near degree professional will be easy for them. And number two, near degree we can use them as teachers, tutors at the same time as students. They can learn professional accounting and they can also teach the students. So advertisement and we get so many applications because student tutor lafta mo la me alonga university bank after ACCA kela and at the same time I'll be teaching kela also. So so many applications about maybe 20, 30 or 40 from UTG in 2004, 2005. Finally a student. So another more picked about 4 of them. So that was a sample, 4 of them. Okay, what I will do with you, may introduce that to ACCA. I'll show you the ACCA. I'll show you how to I will teach you the basics to get into the current ACCA basics. Then I told Fana, let's spare time. You will also teach Bawalia University degree already. I'll be Kadinding Karandi with the basics of accounting. So Modu Sise was that. It was part of that batch. Bumi is a PhD now, teaching at MDI. And then there is also Sankung, who is a consultant. He's also a chartered accountant now. And then Lamin is also a professional consultant with the Ministry of Finance, Nabenta Mame. So all these people are back in the country, and they are all making their own impact. And there are so many like them.
Yeah, that is really, really impressive. I remember what was advertisement of the Telero. Jollof Tutors, where students are tutors are students, something like that.
Yes,
but
that
okay,
is
it's
because
interesting to know this is the foundation of that. Definitely, I think what you did with Jollof is remarkable. To be honest,
yeah,
I said to myself, wow, this is really, really impressive. In terms of numbers, you mentioned 20,000 more. Do you know the number of student Jollof Tutors?
Yeah, I said for the 25 years, at least 20,000 people. But Niajibe, the impact is not only a trained professional, but because Jollof concept based on every student is a tutor, every tutor is a student. That was the philosophy. All of the philosophy of Jollof. And about 300 people became lecturers there. students
Wow.
me alon ko nge karandi, then eventually it atake
Yena yela ma yeke karandi lati.
yeke lecturers they stay for 2-3 years because yalo wol mol nimmo keta nyama, they are very marketable. So most of them we don't hold them, they go and then they go and work or they go for advanced studies. The IT technology wole fanan keta quote me alon ko it became a revolution because IT kabring Jolof ka IT introduced around 2006. Otmo nita computer school also ke charge 3,000 4,000. So fanan kumata no. Saying a computer nying, I get a lot of computers second hand, new hand, whatever money we get nga computer nying, nga lab sol yele, lab jamal. So kumata okay now, what is the price? No, we will make it revolutionary. $200 each, $300 each. Niasoto, you can come and learn computer. So overnight it became a boom. Thousands of students may along they are already high school, Glory Baptist on Daos Comprehensive or anywhere from Kombo to Brikama. We even open a branch in Brikama just for IT. So the IT revolution of the Gambia, Niajibe, if you study it very well, it is Jollof Bondi knowledge because Jollof Tutors a moment baker and the computer, the basic of computer, is in the thousands. So you can only they do some 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month course in IT to introduce them to all the basics. So in Salvador, it was one of the revolutions achieved in Jollof Tutors.
In IT.
Yeah,
definitely
Jollof
Tutors ko nga fa nyameng. But Mr. Kurang, I want us to move on to other things. Ngaje birin Jollof Tutors botala. So many years nate kibaro jidament wolto mu Janneh Commission di. Ngaje ko edoko kenunje as executive secretary. Manam itele be maraling itele nyatum ka ken secretariat la wolel kera dokulalti menbe commissioner koto ka commissional makoy la dokuoro. Isa fo moli janning ite be dunna wo dokuoro. Ye yilano munela dokuola karola anina ta munetaraje. Fo wo kufulolu bang ye nyo isota nyokanne bang foy faratala nun itela experience to.
Kufula nyadi
comme ye yilla menna num ko be wala tarala wala do ko be kala menti ani nata mentara je Janneh Commission do.
Yeah, I mean Janneh Commission came 2017 and naturally I love challenges and galafile to have a challenge, something challenging to do and then to see the results. So after 10 years or 15 years in Jollof, I went to Liberia, Sierra Leone. I opened Jollof there, and I was teaching in Sierra Leone and Liberia. Then when Ebola happened, Kabri Ebola Keta, I'm at 2014-15, Mutan and Gambia. So 2016, the changes, I entered Gambia. I mean, Alhamdulillah, I was around. But I was, in Jollof was still there, but I was doing some part-time financial stuff with ActionAid also. But when the changes happened, no, it's boring now. I think I have to participate one way or the other in these changes. Well, luckily, being invited to serve as the secretary. Obviously, I didn't have any investigation no me explain nyameng ko nyanta men investigate la wala bankola president me alon ko abota jang ya jamme nyanta wala investigate la and nena man do ko ke with the government but nga news follow le and nga events follow le particularly financial. So I remember a conversation at the beginning, like one of the people may along have a commission, even a commissioner, we were casual discussion all that thing, right? Akonyo go ala yite amira nka jolle investigate, coming kodomen nanka mon kana akisi omu jolle nka e konteda nka at least $1 billion. So it's very strange because I start even before the investigation, I'm talking about $1 billion, and even today I'm still talking about $1 billion. So how do you get that kind of number? Are you crazy? $1 billion. Do you know $1 billion? Yeah, look. Ngai ko, I'm an accountant, I'm a financial expert, and I'm an economist. Ngai ko, not feeling. My gut feeling is that coming Malay na hakilo me mirakang, you know, ndenga mira dal at least kodo me mankiring me investigate la nyanta $1 billion ya. Ako no man possible. So ngai go anyway ngai ngatarek. But you know, up to 1 year into the investigation, guy abenyadile yemunefo. Akonye no honey ko more than 1 billion beson na sign. So that shows you the amount of task, you know,